from the outside, and I love sports, but my time nowadays, I don't have a chance to dive into sports like I'd like to. It doesn't look like, it looks like it was more of a favor than work putting in. I'm thinking them wealthy thoughts, baby. Everything about you. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, StephenMotivate, back again with another episode of Wealthy Thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Here with my co-host, my friend,
Steve James.
What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Chillin'. Let's get into it today. No preamble, no introduction. What is the standard for supporting your family when it comes to their goals, they hopes, they dreams, all of that?
Man, there is no standard.
Okay. So if there's no standard, then what should folks do? How should folks support their friends and family, or what should we do when it comes to that? If somebody comes to you and say, "Hey, I need your help. I want to, start this business. I want to get in the league." What would you do?
I mean, I shouldn't say there's no standard, but I look at it as any means necessary. So when it comes to family, whatever it takes in order to support someone to reach their goals or their dreams, that's what we own.
All right, well, let's get right into it. What do you think about what LeBron James did for his son, Bronny? Was that nepotism? Was that him,
But what did he do for him, though? I guess that's a better question.
I guess did
Bronny not do, did he not put in the work?
All I know about Bronny is that he had a lot of attention when he was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He went to USC. I don't think he played all that much. He ended up getting he had a health scare.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all of a sudden he's being drafted by the Lakers. So from the outside, and I love sports, but my time nowadays, I don't have a chance to dive into sports like I'd like to. Does it seem like he put in the work? I hate to say this, Bronny, because I don't know you, but I'm gonna meet Bronny at some point. It doesn't look like it looks like it was more of a favor than work putting in.
Got you. My thoughts.
I'm gonna get canceled after this.
My thoughts. I love it. To be able to put your son in a position to win is. I never understood all the hate from that. You know what I mean? It's just like, what else is he supposed to do? It's his pops. And his pops is the biggest NBA star in the world. So if he has strings or whatever you want to call it to call the shots to allow his son to be in the league, then of course.
That's what he should do then.
For sure.
What if he's not ready for the league? What if he ends up in the G League after game one?
Then he goes to the G League and works on what he needs to work on to be able to, I think the biggest thing is you don't understand when Bronny was still young or not young, but before they were like, oh, Bronny's going to go to the Lakers and play with his dad. Everybody was like, no, that's not going to happen. Like LeBron is waiting to retire until, his son gets in the league and then he's going to retire so they can play together. People's like, nah. But then it comes and everybody hating on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, he said he was going to do, you know what I mean? We don't know if he's going to retire next year, but, he got juice left.
Okay, I will give you that because we have to. I'm not a huge LeBron fan.
Yeah.
Never have been. I respect him now even more throughout his career because I know that the greatness that he has embodied. I will admit that now. I was always more so having the Jordan LeBron debate, but as it relates to LeBron being a person that like sets new standards, you've never seen nobody do it. You've never seen nobody say it and then do it. So I got to give him his credit for that. So
100%.
I give him his credit for making history. Yeah, it would be nice if I could play with my son. I got the power to do it. All right, done. So
I mean, but he still had to. It wasn't like he just.
Here's the thing: would you, if you're in the Air Force, and you're
I hate the way this analogy's going already. Go ahead.
Wait,
but go ahead.
If you're in the Air Force and you're a fire fighting jet pilot. I don't even know how to say the word.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, you feel me? If you're that person and your son wants to follow in your footsteps and you can get him in there, but he's not ready for flying a firefighter jet. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm hearing you.
Is that the right thing to do? Do you ever, in any other scenario, want to give people stuff that they're not ready for?
How do you know he's not ready for it, though?
I'm not saying he's not ready for it. I'm not saying. I'm making a whole separate analogy and point that in most times in life, you don't give people stuff they're not ready for because it will do more harm to them than good, is the point I'm making. Is that not true? You don't give your baby son a Ferrari because if you give a baby a Ferrari, they would destroy it and themselves.
Yeah, well, it happens. Rich parents give their kids
stuff,
high-end cars all the time.
And they get destroyed all the time.
Or they can be responsible and not destroy it.
True.
You go to Sierra Canyon and go pull up in that high school and see what type of cars they're pulling up over there. They don't look like they've been in accidents. But, I don't know. I just feel like regardless, like just yesterday, seeing them on the court together.
Yeah.
It was like.
It's surreal.
You know what I mean? Like who does that? Like that's what family is about. So I think it's beautiful. I hope that, Bronny succeeds. And if he has to go to the G League, then he just goes to the G League. But, at the end of the day, he don't have to play basketball. That's what people don't understand. Like, Bronny don't have to, like, I'm sure LeBron is not forcing his son to play basketball. That's his love of the sport. He could be playing a video game right now. He could be on Twitch, you know what I mean, being a video game star from Twitch. Yeah. I'm sure of it because of this is like, so he don't have to play ball. So the fact that he's in the league, that
it's a cool thing. I will admit to you that it is dope.
You just don't think that he's ready.
I don't know.
And you think that his dad pulled the strings.
I think there are people out there that don't think he's ready, and I personally don't know. But I'm going to speak for the people that don't.
I mean, we got to
see
his stats. He
okay, so he may not be ready.
I mean,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
But so when you go into the league, it's who's really ready? You got to get those kinks out. You got to figure out the game. Like it's not college ball. Like this is a whole different level than college ball. So I don't think anybody that unless the elite stars go into the league, like I don't think no one's ready when you first go in. It's like you gotta adapt.
True, you have to adapt and grow, and you can learn on the job, so to speak. But I don't even want to say but because I am proud of what LeBron sets for us. He sets a standard of I am gonna put my friends on. I am gonna put my family on.
How can anyone hate on that?
You can't.
You can't
hate on that, and I will admit that part. That you cannot hate on the fact that he puts his family.
You can hate, but the fact of you hating just makes you a hater because it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
But I'm split because on the other side of it, you don't want to typically give people stuff they're ready for. We don't know if he's not ready for it or not. But if this is all you want, and you're not as good as everyone wants you to be, isn't he just like delaying a letdown? Where I'd hate to see Bronny do all this and then be depressed because I couldn't make it, and everybody wants me to make it, and everybody is trying to. My coach is trying to find the good in my first game, even though I missed several shots, and he's good defensively. Like everyone, like that's not the real world.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I definitely feel that. I think it's tough to be in Bronny's shoes, and I think he knows that. It's like, we would want him to be as great as his dad, but it's like certain shoes to fill is tough.
It's too tough.
And I don't think that, it's going to be tough for anybody to fill LeBron's shoes, let alone his
own son. But who feels the pressure more than his son?
For sure.
And that's what I don't like is like, but somebody got to give it to him straight from the can. And I hope somebody's giving it to him. Like,
for sure. I mean,
bro, you can, and I want him to prove us all the haters. And I'm not trying to hate on him, but all the people that have this perspective that he's not ready, he never would have been in the league if it wasn't for his dad. Let's not, again, just set him up to be smacked in the face. Don't, what do they call it? Don't delay the inevitable. If you're not going to be in the league and you just didn't make the cut, then.
But he made the cut.
He did. He's in the league.
He's in the league.
But you could be in something and not be ready for it, and be out of it soon.
No, for sure.
And then everybody's asking you. Then everybody's doubling down on what they were saying before. Do you think you? Whereas if you just didn't get in, or if you stay in school and develop your game, or if you do these things, maybe it's better for you. But again, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because at the same time, no one's ever done this.
Right.
So if you got a chance to take your kid out of school and put him in the league, all right, set that standard.
I think it's beautiful. I hope he succeeds. And if
it's a lot of pressure.
No, for sure. It's 100. I would hate to be in that. I mean, it was just like Jordan, no different than Jordan's sons.
Yeah, but it was very clear that they didn't have the
right. But I'm saying, imagine that type of pressure coming all the way up, and then college is like, because I don't even know. Did they go to the G League, or was they done after college?
I don't know. I think they was done after college,
or one of them. I don't even think both of them played.
Yeah,
but
the sooner you squash that dream, it no longer becomes a conversation. Yeah. Now that it's a conversation, it's like he may have to deal with that pressure even longer, where nobody can fill LeBron's shoes.
Yeah, no.
LeBron might be the second greatest player to ever play the game. Michael Jordan, LeBron, in that order.
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn
about that.
I'm torn with that. I think as an overall basketball player, it's just I look at outside of basketball. Like what LeBron's done, community, the school, like I take all of that in consideration when it comes to
the greatest conversation.
You know what I mean? Because it's like of course, Michael's great. Like Michael's my favorite player. You know what I mean? But to see what LeBron is doing and what he has done and what he's still doing, on top of he done brought his team buddies. Into the you know what I mean? Like that part of it is like that's a game changer for me. So that makes me he's an overall better person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He is. He's number one when it comes to that.
So it's just like that's the part when I'm torn, because his game speaks for itself. And Jordan, I just think that now in this era, for what LeBron has done, how he's brought his people into the league with them, and now they're doing crazy. Like Rich Paul is insane. Mavericks insane. Like, okay, and these are his buddies. So I can only commend that, because it's like people don't do that.
Yeah,
people don't. A lot of people don't. If they get to the top, it's just like
who has done it?
I mean, I don't know.
It seems like everyone who tried to do it either failed, or they didn't have the cachet, they just didn't have the business sense. There's something about LeBron where he knows how to pick good friends.
No, for sure. But they were already his friends though. So it wasn't about picking good friends. He was his friend. They were friends before anything. Before, you know what I mean? Like, this is who he grew up with.
Yeah, but it's still, he didn't grow up with Rich Paul.
Well, they played together.
No, they didn't play together.
I thought they played together.
No, they met at the airport or something. And just end up being cool because he had on a cool jersey or something. That's the story. Like, Rich Paul was wearing a cool throwback jersey, and they met at the airport, and they just struck up a conversation.
Him and Maverick played together.
I think him and Maverick probably play. Yeah, Maverick is huge, first of all.
And then,
he's got NBA height.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I don't know why I thought. Yeah, so he met him at the airport. I don't even think I know that story.
Yeah, you have to look it up. He met him at an airport. But he is the GOAT on that. Hands down, LeBron is the GOAT. You're hearing me say it like that matters.
Right.
To
You've
anybody.
heard it here.
You've heard it here first. LeBron is the GOAT when it comes to putting family and friends on and doing it the right way, because we don't see that from almost anyone else. In fact, we always see the opposite from people. They try to put people on and everybody's broke, everyone's looking dumb,
or they just move
they
on
leeches.
or once you get to a certain stature, they allow you to go pick a whole new friends, a whole new management, a whole new, so to keep rising with the people. Like, that's just a beautiful thing to me. And I don't know how
he's the GOAT for that.
Yeah, I think that's super dope. I think it's commendable, man, because it's, people, they switch up.
They switch up. I mean,
we see that with artists. Artists, like a manager put an artist on, they'll get to a certain, you know what I mean, and then bam, we gonna switch management. That happens all the time.
That's why I say I feel like he had good friends though, because when you watch somebody, even that one show, I don't know if you remember that show that LeBron had produced that was on HBO for a while, and it was about a guy going into the league, and
Baller.
I think it was Baller. He had his uncle around him. He had his friends around him. I don't know. These people don't be knowing what they talking about.
Yeah.
And they do be losing money for their friends. They do be making bad choices. Like, it just seemed like with Maverick and the rest of the entourage, they just didn't. Like,
I just think that they just played their parts well. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of a hard thing to do when individuals are around, like higher.
Yeah.
It's like, play your role and then we're gonna get to the promised land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think Maverick and Rich, I think they did what they were supposed to do by staying in their lane, playing their role, and because they were already bright individuals already.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
So it's like the type of friends that he was able to.
That's why I think he picked good friends, he associated himself with people that were bright enough to not, because it's
that's how it's supposed to be.
Because it's not just it is, but it's but there's an onus on both people. It's an onus on LeBron to find and surround himself with bright, intelligent people that stand on the way I pick friends is about, can you stand on your own 2 feet? Most of the people I'm cool with is because they stand on their own 2 feet.
Right.
They can what I'm trying to explain with what I mean by that. They can
hold their own.
In a room.
For sure.
They don't need nobody else standing with them.
Yeah.
If I'm standing in a party by myself, I know how to have a good time by myself.
Right.
I can go to the party by myself. I can leave the party by myself. I'm not so influenced by everyone else that I'm not able to move and modulate on my own.
No, for sure.
And so it sounds like, to me, LeBron was able to find people that could stand on their own too. And by the same token, these guys just happen to be some of the brightest, the best guys, the most intelligent, business savvy people, and they have played their part well.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know if this is the exception or the rule. So, like, I don't know if it's the exception that Maverick and them are bright and that LeBron just happened to be cool with bright people, or if it's like most of the time you should change your friend circle. Like, you think about what happened to Nip. and he's going back in his hood and he's doing all these cool things and he gets attacked in this way. But it's like, and people were wondering like, why are you going back there? Da 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 da. But it's like that loyalty can also be to a fault. Not blaming Nip for what happened, but just the idea that when you're loyal to the wrong people, it will hold you down. You will end up in bankruptcy. Yeah. You will have $50 million contract, and as soon as your career is over, it's gone. You done bought cribs for everybody. You done did versus doing it the way LeBron did it.
Yeah. I mean, I think he evaluated his circle, and I think that's what, as individuals, when you're on the come up, you have to do that. You have to evaluate your circle, figure out, okay, what are y'all bringing to the table? Because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Like, if we just friends, then okay, it's cool. But if we're not getting no money together, if you're not putting me on no opportunities, that's a big thing for me. Yeah. Like, I don't want to just be hanging out and, like, let's uplift one another and put people on game, put each other on game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the tough part. I can only imagine a person that I'm the only person that's putting everybody on game. All right, what you gonna do for me? You know what I mean? How can I pull anything from our friendship? That's good. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times that happens. Like, we're so caught up in, oh, we grew up together. You know what I mean? We have this bond, but it's like, all right, we're adults now. Like, let's get to the bag. Right. You know what I mean? Let's get down to the deeper issue of what's going on as adults. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be putting each other in positions to win.
And that's a good point, because it also shows how bright LeBron is to have surrounded himself with that type of people, because some of these athletes, they're really just that.
No, for sure. They're athletes.
They
have no business
acumen
at all.
No desire to have it. They want to kick it. They want to play games and get paid for that. Yeah.
And which at the end of the day, nothing's wrong with it.
No, it's,
you know what I mean? But are you doing a disservice to the people? Yeah, you know what I mean?
To yourself and the people around you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because if you're the breadwinner and you're not reaching down and pulling folks up with you, then.
So would you say? But if you don't have the brights, the smarts to do that, is it best for you just to go get some new friends and go hang out with the people that are already rich? If you don't have the smarts to do it, can you blame that person for not building an empire like LeBron has built?
I don't think you can blame them, but I think that, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it to help? You know what I mean? Because most of these, you got to think, most of these athletes, they have these foundations, they have all of these give backs and all of this stuff. So if this is part of your job, because I don't know how that works in the league. Like, are you supposed to have this? You know what I mean? Are you supposed to do this foundation to be able to give back? You know how they do, like, the NBA cares and all of that. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, we're giving back to but you know, I don't know, because some people's they put their people on, or they do the best that they can. I just think that you have to be able to evaluate your circle and to see who wants to do good in life. You know what I mean? Because you can have a circle that they just happy where they're at. They're just complacent in where they're at. Right. But if you got those circle and you see, like, oh, okay, I see that he's hungry. I see that he wants to do better for him and his family. Like, and when you don't help that person, I think that's just like
bogus.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at that different, because it's like, well, someone had to help you to get to where you was at. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you didn't get to the league by yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you had your teammates, you had your you had your agent, and that, I don't know. That's just how I look at it. But to each his own.
Well, I think, jumping all the way back to what LeBron did for Bronny, I mean, to your point, you really can't hate on it. It really ain't nobody's business. It's like, if we introduce a new product as a business, if you don't like it, so what?
Right.
There might be people that do like it.
For sure.
The NBA is a business. The Lakers are a business. They decide to bring him on and do what they do. And if LeBron, which is a big important piece of that franchise right now, if he say he want his son, then What can you say?
No, for sure.
So
I mean, that just shows the type of power he has anyway.
Yeah, he's
You know
the
what I
face
mean?
of the
Like,
league.
this is, and what better way is to pull your son up? You know what I mean? Like, to see, like, literally watching that, seeing them on the court together was like, oh, this is wild.
So you would say we all should learn from LeBron
Heck yeah.
and put our family on when we can, put
For
our
sure.
friends on when we can.
For sure. Well,
And you think we don't do that? Why? Is it mindset?
No, I don't think it's a mindset thing. I think that sometimes, you know, just because a person this is what I've realized when it comes to money. Just because a person has money or they're successful in their thing doesn't mean they can't envy a person that doesn't have it.
Really? Wow, that's deep.
Because just imagine someone's upbringing was tough, and back in those days or whatever, they just envied not even envy, like, oh, I wish I had a 2-parent household, or I wish I had this, you know what I mean, that family structure
Dynamic.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you make it to this, you don't lose how you came up. You know what I mean? So then it's just like, okay, so now everyone's on the rise. How do you feel about, because now you're the breadwinner. If you're the breadwinner, it's like, oh, okay. I do have the choice I can either put my people on or I can just continue to live my wonderful life.
Nobody put me on, so to speak. You know, even though you said people do get help, you get help from coaches, whatever, teammates. But, you know, some people would say, nobody put me on, so why would I put anybody on?
Right.
Figure it out yourself.
And it's just like, well, you know, no one can. The only thing a person could do is help you train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be there when you're shooting and, you know, all of that. But no one's obligated to do any of that. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what we have to get in the mindset of, like, you're not obligated to do that. Now, of course, it's a help if you are reaching back to do it. You know what I mean? Especially if you know somebody got the potential. But I think that, you know, just because a person got money don't mean that they, you know, I see that.
That's dope. That's an interesting thought. Just because a person has money and successful don't mean they might not envy something you got going on.
And you don't have what they got.
Have what they have.
So now this person is looking at you looking at this person like, man, I wish I had their money. But really they looking at you like, man, I wish I had that family structure. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I just think money is a tool.
Wow.
And I think that with the mindset of individuals, the money can kind of cloud a judgment when it comes to that. Like, oh, okay, you know, man, I got this money, but I don't know. I may not even want to see no one do better than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to help this person and then they outshine
what I got going on.
You know what I mean? Like, and I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the part where, you know, it's just tough. But like I said, to each his own, man. You just gotta stay in your lane and just continue to be great in your greatness of whatever it is that you're doing in your lane. And then when it's your time to shine, it's gonna be your time. But you gotta make sure you're ready for it. But I think money, just because you got money, don't make it like people still are wishing they had.
Right. That human envy, jealousy, all that's still real. Whether you got it or don't got it.
Yeah.
Somebody might still hate on you, which makes it even more commendable and even more respectable for LeBron to do what he has done to put his son on.
Yeah. That's
because
great.
He didn't
to me,
have
man.
to do it.
No, he didn't have to.
He didn't have to do it. He could be envious of his son.
Yeah.
That goes to show you that I'm not even envious of my son. I'm gonna help my son. I'm the only one in the family that ever made it to the league.
Right.
Like, you gotta.
But some people have that attitude.
Had that attitude.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I already made it. What you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? I already put in my time. What you gonna do?
You got to do it for yourself, and they probably had the same thinking I was thinking. Like, maybe you're not ready for it, or maybe you gonna crash and burn. Like, and maybe what LeBron is showing us is that's the wrong type of thinking.
Right.
Because I feel like our parents, or even just not our parents, you know, literally, but like our generation of, you know, upbringing and people who raised us wanted to like make it tough for us so we could have that, you know, I did it on my own sort of thing. But to your point, maybe that's not the right way. Maybe if you can help me get to that next level, do that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you can give me if you can make me get in the league, do that. Don't be just like, oh, I did it by myself, so you got to do it by yourself. No.
Yeah.
You fought so hard, so I wouldn't have to work as hard.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got to respect that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a respect thing, man. And like I said, I hope. I never want to see a black man tear. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to tear a black man down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I think that what they're doing is dope. I hope Bronny, I hope he shines in whatever it is that he do. But I know for a fact that he don't have to be playing basketball.
Right.
So that's a love for him. It's not like no one's forcing him to do that. You know what I mean? He loves the game.
He loves the game.
You know what I mean? Because he can be doing anything. He's LeBron's son.
Yeah.
So for the fact that I'm even doing this, you know what I mean? I know the type of pressure that's on me. That just shows the type of individual that he is.
Yeah, I take the pressure.
You know what I mean? This is like, or I'm not even looking at it as pressure. We don't know.
I would love to see him just prove all the haters wrong.
No, for sure. I want him to do well.
And laugh at me when he meets me. I told you so, boy.
Now he ain't getting no wealthy thoughts.
I know, you just messed it up for us. Bronny, I'm sorry. I do believe in you. I just had to do it for the episode. Help your family, help your friends. Like commendation, a applaud, approbation goes to everybody who put their people on, because that is not normal. Most people hate. Most people are jealous, envious, and they may not want to see, to your point, the next man do better than them. But for everybody who can push all that pride down, put that pride to the side, and help the next person do a little bit better, respect to all of y'all.
Yes, sir.
Keep that thinking in mind. That's a wealthy thought.
For sure.
Until next time, it's your boy, StephenMotivate.
Steve James.
Peace.